Hi, this is Kutani, and I am playing Kerbal Space Program today. And I've got an interesting mission that I'm working on. A friendly space agency has a problem and has tasked me with seeing if I can solve it for them. What we have here is what was meant to be a moon lander with some sort of rover, but they ran out of fuel and, well, there was a problem. Bob, Bill, and Jordan Kerman are in trouble, out of fuel. RCS thrusters are equipped, but we have no RCS fuel with which to use them. Our trajectory is leading us on roughly polar orbit over Kerbin at a periapsis of 1.6 million meters. Oh dear. We could, and I've considered, staging a rescue mission and intercepting this craft and shuttling the stranded crew to the craft and bringing them back down, but I think we might be able to direct them, via radio I imagine, to save themselves. How are we going to do this? We are going to get out and push. I'm setting up a maneuver node so that I can get the ship facing the right direction. When I say we're going to get out and push, I mean it. If you've watched any of Scott Manley's videos, you might have seen this exact thing. That looks good. Oops. Let's get the ship oriented. Running low on battery power as well, but we should have enough. SAS is on, so that should hold us steady. We are now in position, and we're going to start with Bob. Bob goes EVA, let go, turn on our thrusters. We've got plenty of fuel. We are going to get on top of the ship. We are going to push it very, very carefully. We're now thrusting directly down onto it. We can see very slowly our periapsis is dropping. Oh. Oh dear, Bob. That's not good. Get back up to the ship, quickly. Oh gosh. This is what I get for not paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, now let's try this again, shall we? Okay, we are now on the ship and thrusting down with all of our might. This fuel tank is empty, so it's much lighter than it would appear, though we still do have quite a lot of mass to push. In fact, I can see that I can simplify this matter considerably. I set Bob here, switch back to the ship. We are going to eject that stage. That'll give us much less mass to worry about. Make sure SAS is still on, and quit messing around, Bob. Alright, there we go. Go, Bob. All we have to do is get this lander to fall into Kerbin's atmosphere. That should slow us down enough, even if our initial trajectory per the map would put us into a Kerbin escape. As long as we're in the atmosphere, it should slow us down enough for a capture, though it may take a couple of turns. 1.58, not going quickly. We're running pretty low, so we're going to tag out. .57, and we have veered off course a little bit. We still have plenty of battery. That's going to be the real killer, because every maneuver is going to cost battery. Leaving SAS on is going to require that as the crew member is pushing, more battery will be expended to keep the ship facing in the correct direction. Alright, Bill, you're up. And what follows is about 30 to 35 minutes of the Kerbals taking turns to push their pod slowly in the vector that I've aligned them in, slowly bringing their periapsis around Kerbin down, starting at 1.6 million meters above the surface, and bringing it down probably 80 or 90,000 meters every turn. And things were going quite well, actually. As we get closer and closer to Kerbin, the Kerbals start to warm up to the idea. They start to realize that, hey, they might not be off in interstellar space forever, and you'll see it on their faces that they start to get a lot happier about the situation. Now, it's worth noting that I'm actually taking advantage of a small exploit here. Every time a Kerbal re-enters a pod, the RCS fuel in their pack is replenished to 100%, and there is no limit on the amount of fuel they can replenish at all. So in reality, there would be some kind of limit, and this wouldn't work. And actually going in, I wasn't sure if it did replenish, so I was prepared to do the first cycle of all three Kerbals and then have to stage a full-on real rescue mission anyway. But as it happens, the exploit works, and things go quite swimmingly. And then, on one of Jordan's turns at the helm, disaster strikes. One other note, as you'll see here in just a moment, when on Jordan's turn, once I slow back down, is that because the position of the pod has changed on its orbit, the vector we need to be on is actually a little off-centered. So I have to go in and readjust it. And you'll see here, poor Jordan has a little bit of problems because now on its readjusted position, I can't get a straight thrust against it, and it keeps turning the pod. And we will pick up right here. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Get yourself situated there. Oh, good golly grief. Oh dear, Jordan, oh no! Oh no! 1% fuel remaining and you went flying off. 1 fuel. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. 0.5. Careful now. 0.1. Out of fuel. No! Jordan, no! Quick! Bob, go EVA! Save him! We'll get you, Jordan. We'll get you, man. He seems very happy. Oh no. Oh gosh. Jordan. Jordan. Grab on, man. Yes! Yes! Haha! We've rescued Jordan Kerman. Now, Bob, get back here. We gotta reassess the situation. Oh, gosh. That was hair-raising. Whew. And with Jordan Kerman safely back aboard the pod, our three heroes continue their journey. Steely-eyed Bill takes his turn pushing the pod back towards Kerbin, a smile on his face knowing that he will be returning home with his friends. And yes, we do eventually get back to Kerbin. The trick there is to actually land back on the planet, and we'll see how that goes. Bob still looks a little concerned. I don't blame him. Jordan, quite happy. Don't blame him either. He's still alive. Gonna get ourselves oriented to retrograde. Still have plenty of battery power. Looks like we'll be coming down on the day side. Orbiting at 3,200 meters per second, blazingly fast. I've turned off deadly reentry for this mission because, well, the original save file did not have deadly reentry, so it doesn't have any of the heat shields it needs, and it would be awful if these three just end up dying from reentry effects. Alright, Apoaps is coming down pretty fast. It's already within moon orbit. Interestingly enough, that lander is captured right on the edge. See our reentry effects starting. We're already on our way back up. We may not slow down enough to land on this pass. That's okay, because we're already low enough. Should only take one additional pass. Time warp around. Next one should do it. Lovely view of Kerbin from here. And as it so happens, we do require one extra pass, but that second pass does bring us down into the atmosphere far enough, and we do reach the surface. Chute deploys without a problem, and having reached home once again, our brave Kerman step out onto the surface and gaze at the rising sun, safe and sound. I'm Kutani, and I'll see you again next time.